boom goes the dynamite. Welcome to the AVG Fantasy Football Podcast, Season 3, Episode 73. We're doing starts and sits for Week 11. NFL's into the 11th week on the year. Pretty insane. We're here. We're doing start sits. I'm here. My name is Michael Marquinhos. I'm here with Tyler Revelis, also known as your boy T on the left here. And we got Andre Navarro, also known as Kyler. So I got Tyler and Kyler.
Don't even know what that means.
I don't know either.
Not yesterday's Kyler, though. That was a bad Kyler.
Yeah, that was a bad Kyler. Bad Kyler. I'd say that's a bad offensive Kyler. That's a bad offensive Kylinator.
I don't know where Kyler and Tyler came from either. It just rhymed one day.
Yeah. It's cute.
It's whatever.
It's cute. It's really fun to text people. It's S apostrophe cute. It's cute. It's cute.
I'm down.
Okay, we're doing starts and sits for Week 11. This is almost like the reason we started the podcast was because we were so frustrated with watching people be like, start Julio Jones, start Devontae Adams.
Well, I mean, they're right. They should be starting.
Well, I mean, yes, but it's
start of the week, Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, so it's like those are so obvious that we got so frustrated. We're like, okay, we can like actually give some good information on good people to start and sit. So that's what we do every week. These are kind of these middle tier guys where you're on the fence, whether you should start or sit them. Some of these are going to be like just love and fade almost. But like always, there's a table of contents in the description down below. So if you don't have enough time for the entire fantasy football podcast, go ahead and check that table of contents. And on YouTube, it is clickable, so you can just be like, oh, I want to see when they talk about Josh Reynolds, and we'll right down there. You can click on it, and we'll take you right there. Or you want to hear about Chase Claypool, or you want to hear about James Conner, whatever it is, we got your back that way. We are doing another live stream. We're going to start doing them on Twitch because we lost our privileges on YouTube for 90 days, and I think we're about 30 days in, so we still got 2 months. The season's going to be over by
Super cool. Super Bowl podcast.
Super cute. So cute. It's so cute. So we're going to do the live streams on Twitch. So if you need last minute lineup advice on Sunday between 8:45 to 9:45 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, we will be live answering your questions, who to start and sit last minute. At the beginning of the episode, we'll do some question answering too. So follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to us on YouTube, subscribe to us in the Apple Podcast app. Where else? Leave us a rating and review if you haven't already on the Apple Podcast app.
Sign up to our OnlyFans.
It's actually called Fans Only.
Oh, yeah. Sign up to Andre Navarro's Fans Only. His name is @Kyler
/Tacos para ti.
There you go. There it is. That's
pretty much.
What are you in the top 0.03%
of Mexican male?
Okay.
OnlyFans.
Okay.
Fans only.
Very good. Very good.
Fans only.
Fans only. There you go.
I
got it. I love it. That's good.
I'm telling you. Check me out or don't.
I mean, we're in strange times, so you got to make money somehow, and I understand it, dude.
Right.
Is there any other announcements before we get into the episode?
I don't.
There's a werewolf outside.
Yeah, I'm going to go open that door because our roommate's dog likes to howl at the moon.
Dude, I thought it was a werewolf.
Oh, it is a werewolf. It's Professor Robert Lupin. Watched all the Star Wars the other day.
Oh, there you go. It's a werewolf. Don't listen to him likes it.
But yeah, I do not have COVID, by the way, if you hear me coughing on the episode. I got tested. I don't have COVID. They got the test results back, and I guess I found out I'm just gay. So that's what it is.
And the cough is just because he's good.
It's because my heterosexual inside wants to like try and cough out the homosexual.
Oh man,
inside.
This is great.
So that's what's happening. So
got it.
Let's get serious. Let's talk some fantasy football. Let's not get canceled before we even made it. Let's start it, baby.
Let's do it.
Yeah, don't fucking forget it. Oh, you hit on repeat. I think sometimes we get stuck on repeat.
I feel like my timing was so good. I was like,
Yeah, I know. I thought you were doing it. I was like, oh my god. Pretty good.
All right, so let's
shit.
go into it here. So we always go quarterback, wide receiver. Excuse me. Before we start that, I was going to answer a question which I had ready at one point, but
too much NyQuil.
I drank some NyQuil. I'm not.
The extra drowsy.
We got left disc on the last video from Jacob Esparza. This is a standard league. They say T. Higgins, Adam Thielen, or Mike Davis. Choose two, wide receiver and flex. What do you think?
Adam Thielen for sure.
I would say Mike Davis.
Yeah, you
Over
got to like
Higgins.
Mike Davis's matchup this week. We'll get to him when we get to the running backs. But yeah, I mean Thielen, Higgins has been balling. He's been really good with Burrow over there. But I mean
18.
Thielen, you're going for the touchdown upside because I mean Thielen's literally his games have just been touchdowns though. I mean if he doesn't get those couple 1-2 touchdown games, he's not putting up a ton of receiving yards and a ton of receptions. It's standards. The receptions don't really count. But I mean the yardage totals just have not been what you're looking for. I feel like in standard you're looking for the touchdowns.
He's like the Calvin
And
Ridley and Jefferson's
like the touchdown guy
Julio.
over there, yeah. So I'd be going Thielen, and I think Mike Davis probably has a better chance of finding the end zone than T. Higgins does, so I'll go Mike Davis. But I like T. Higgins this week, too.
Mike Davis. I love Mike Davis.
I couldn't agree. I couldn't agree more.
You had a trade question, right, Tyler?
For a friend.
Yeah, it was a trade question. Someone's asking. The trade deadline's coming up in a lot of leagues. It's pretty much this week or next week, I think it's what it is. But he was asking, rest of season, who would you rather have? It's a full-point PPR. Noah Fant, T.J. Hawkinson, or Austin Hooper.
Noah Fant.
That's just your guy.
Noah Fant. Well, Baker just sucks. He stinks.
Baker's been bad. The weather in Cleveland's been pretty bad, so the throwing the ball hasn't been very good.
Yeah, they just. I mean,
I'm going to go T.J. Hawkinson on that one. I feel like outside of last week, he's been pretty consistent, especially in PPR. I think he's been getting like 9+ points every single week.
yeah, for sure.
He's been more incorporated. I mean, Galladay's going to be out. Who knows how long with the hip injury. Amendola's banged up too now. So, I mean, extra targets for Hawkinson. Maybe some extra red zone looks as well.
Yeah. As long as Stafford can stay healthy, he'll play. He's not trying to not play with it. Was it a fractured pinky? Or whatever, fractured finger in his throwing hand.
Yeah.
He looked just fine last week, but
My fingers hurt.
it's perfect.
His fingers do hurt.
Stafford. But yeah, I would go with T.J. Hawkinson over those guys. Hooper does have a good rest of season schedule and a good schedule in the playoffs. So, I mean, I feel like, too, with Hooper, I think they're been kind of in close games or in charge of the game for most part. So the Browns are just running the ball a lot. Kareem Hunt, they got Nick Chubb back, so they're just running the ball a lot. If there's like game where there's like a shootout, I'd be interested to see how much more Hooper would be like incorporated and stuff like that.
Yeah, the Browns. Is it crazy that Kareem Hunt got his first 100-yard game once Chubb came back? He didn't have one the whole time Chubb was gone.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
So I think
That's
Chubb
really
wears
weird.
him down. Chubb wears him down. I mean, they complement each other, but yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. Yeah, but yeah, square up. Anyway.
We're going to have a dog fight in the middle of the podcast. But, yeah, what was I going to say? What were you just talking about? Sorry.
The questions.
No, I know, but what?
Kareem Hunt,
Oh, Cleveland's also been weather's been really shitty. So there's that.
Yeah, that 30-mile-an-hour wind game.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like raining this weekend too. The Browns game.
Yeah, it's supposed to be bad weather.
Sorry.
Hey,
Sneak peek towards one of my guys that
Sneak peek.
I might sit.
on a sports betting side, check the weather when you do your sports bets. It'll help, trust me. I was gonna bet the over in that Texans game, and then I saw the weather, and I was like, over, idiot.
Yeah, you stupid head.
I'm just kidding. I took the under, but
Yeah, no,
saying.
Dre makes a good point in terms of like sports betting because a lot of times people just be like,
And
oh,
fantasy,
like this
and
team
fantasy.
-3, I'm gonna take this team -3, but then they don't realize like it's a tsunami or snow.
Yeah.
It's just, especially this time of year, you get a lot of snow games. The wind definitely plays a huge factor, especially in teams who throw the ball a lot more. But
oh yeah, I mean, like for example, last week, like Will Fuller had Diontae Johnson. I was like, Will Fuller, 30-mile-an-hour game. It's like you'd rather throw a Diontae Johnson in a cloudy game as opposed to, a game where it's 30-mile-an-hour winds and look what happened. So it's you you just got to check the weather. I mean, especially even like a heavy run dependent type of game, whether it's like rain or snow, like the Patriots game. I mean, just check your shit out.
Yeah, check that shit out.
Sports bets and fantasy bets.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to our starts and sits. We always go quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end for the starts and sits. We'll go through the starts first. We'll start out with, guess who?
Peyton Manning.
Sebastian Janikowski.
You're both right. We got Justin Herbert for the quarterbacks.
Beast.
You guys absolutely killed it on that one. You really
Can't wait to go gamble after this.
Yeah, you guys are good.
Fuck
you
it,
guys
send it in.
You guys sounded like Stephen A. Smith when he covered that Chiefs game that one time.
Yeah.
You really knew what was going on there.
Oh, he was terrible. That was great.
They're playing the Jets, the Chargers.
Notes.
Yeah, sometimes the Jets' defense is actually not that bad, but they do have guys like Quinnen Williams is out.
Bless you. Thank you.
Bless you, big baby.
Bless you. Thank you.
So yeah, just like that, I'm putting Herbert in there.
Whoever picked him, why do you like him? Is it because of the Jets?
Yeah, that's what I said. That's me.
I said because Keenan Allen's the frickin' best.
Yeah, they're good. I don't really trust anyone in the running game. They're just passing really well. Justin Herbert's just really good, and they seem to be like neck and neck in almost every game they play. So there's a lot of chasing game scripts out there.
A lot of chasing.
Yeah.
I think the Jets too. Their starting corner Pierre Desir, I think they cut him, or he's not on the team. He's injured or something like that, so he's not going to be there. And then there's another corner that plays. He's either the second string or the slot corner. He's going to be out too, so that just makes things easier for a guy like Justin Herbert. I know it wasn't the greatest game against the Dolphins last week, but I mean, the guy's been balling.
Feel it.
And he's a rookie, so he's not going to have a good game every week. But yeah, this is definitely be a good game. I like it.
Yeah, start him up. Start him up. All right, let's go on to Joe Burrow. This is your guy here.
A couple rookies
Andre
started
Navarro.
out. Huh?
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to keep it, short and freaking sweet here, Coach. Basically, he hasn't dropped back less than 37 times the last 4 games, and he's just getting better. I mean, he's playing the Washington football team, who's, they're sneaky good, but I mean, like T said, T. Higgins is going to be good. AJ Green up and down, whatever. They got Tyler Boyd. Gio Bernard has been doing good, since Joe Mixon went down. I just feel like this is one of those games where he's just going to do well. I mean, the numbers aren't going to say it, but he drops back at least 37 times a game. I mean, I feel like he can get you at least 2 touchdowns. And it's not like the Redskins are that goddamn good where they're just locking you up every week.
Yeah.
They're not that good. I mean, they're good.
Their defense is good, but
but they've also played the Cowboys and the Eagles and the Giants. So it's a little skewed.
Stafford last week had a good game against them, and he was down Kenny Golladay. So
and his finger hurt.
Yeah.
And
my fingers hurt.
Got you.
So I think it's a little skewed. I'm not taking away from their front 7, which is more dominant than more of their their secondary. But when you're playing the Cowboys, the Eagles, and the Giants, you better be top something because they're all a bunch of fucking shit sandwiches.
Yeah, they eat poop and put it in between bread and then take a bite.
Yep, exactly. And I bet you they wouldn't be that good if Dak was healthy because Dak would be throwing for a bajillion yards against them. And the Bengals have weapons, so.
And bajillion is 2 integers bigger than a gazillion. So.
Exactly, if you just carry the decimal point.
Yeah.
Down.
All right, let's go on to the next start here. You texted me yesterday and said dibs on Big Ben, and that's really fucked up that you did that to me, Tyler, because I want to. We got a great matchup this week, and I always want to pick Big Ben. So
fucking Jaguars.
It's not fair. I have Big Ben in more leagues than you. Don't disrespect me. Talk about him good. Talk good about him. Talk his brain good. Use your good brain to talk good about
his good brain.
Well, because you're always taking the Steelers, so I was like, all right, like maybe I take the Steelers, then like they'd be like, oh damn Steelers, then okay. You're just always going. You're always going homer pick. I do the same thing with the Dolphins.
I was gonna take Diontae Johnson again until I saw you take Steelers.
Here's the thing is that the
Steelers wides.
The Steelers are 9-0, and our schedule's really easy this year. So it's hard for me not to take them in fantasy leagues.
Yeah.
When everybody's like a wide receiver 2.
No, for sure. I mean, like, okay, and that's one of the reasons why I like Big Ben. I mean, you got guys like Diontae, Claypool, and JuJu. Even Ebron has emerged. But, I mean, Big Ben, I like him this week playing against the Jaguars. The Jaguars' defense not very good. He's coming off 2 back-to-back 300-plus yard games. He's had 3 or more touchdowns in both those games. Played against Dallas and Cincy. Those defenses aren't the greatest. Neither is the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're really bad. The Jags are actually allowing the 3rd most passing yards a game and the 2nd highest completion percentage. They're allowing the opposing quarterback to complete 70% of his passes. With all the weapons that Big Ben's got, I mean, I think he's got top 5 upside this week. I mean, my guy Ben is just slanging it, dude.
He is slanging it. That is for sure. I think it's an easy start this week.
Yeah.
With it.
Steelers minus
Done.
10. Steelers
Done.
minus 10.
Done.
Steelers minus 10. Really?
Yeah.
I don't like these.
Fucking send it in.
All right, let's go on to the next one here. We're going on to the sits. I'm pretty sure we got Ryan Tannehill.
What?
This is crazy. I didn't put this in here, but
So first it's fire up Tannehill. Now it's fire Tannehill.
Yep. It is.
whoa.
What have you done for me lately, huh, Coach?
Yeah, coach.
Yeah,
Coach.
Tannehill, he was hot like Hansel last year. Safe
hot.
floor. Even kind of came out this year, just to say floor. I feel like in standard leagues, he was getting you like 19 plus, 20 plus points almost every single week. But, I mean, 4 straight games under 18 points. They were a lot of tough matchups for him in that 4-game stretch. I mean, but it's outside of the 1 game against the Cincinnati Bengals, that was not very good. But the schedule's not doing any more favors to him. This week he's going to be at Baltimore playing against the Ravens. I mean, Baltimore Ravens, that defense at home, definitely one of the better defenses in the NFL. They're actually a top 8 defense versus the pass. They're allowing the 2nd fewest passing touchdowns to quarterbacks and the 2nd lowest completion percentage. So, yeah, I worry about my boy Tannehill here. And I was telling you this, too. I think I was talking to you, Mike, off air. Tannehill, when he was in Miami, as a Dolphins fan, I'd always tell people, like, he's good. He just has no blocking, But he's a capable quarterback. He goes to Tennessee last year. They had a good offensive line. Taylor Lewan was there. Jack Conklin was there. A couple other good pieces, the guards in the center. This year is not the same. Taylor Lewan tore his ACL. He's out, so you lose your left tackle. Jack Conklin's now with the Browns, so you lose your right tackle. It's almost like he's in Miami all over again. And when he was in Miami, regardless of how good Tannehill can be, if he doesn't have an offensive line to block, I feel like he gets like happy feet, kind of like how Baker does sometimes, and it's just not good. So yeah, I just worry about Tannehill and this offensive line. Kind of just capping his ceiling.
Yeah, I mean, I feel you there. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good move. It's hard. I do think the Titans might win this game though.
I don't know.
Bold call.
I think the Ravens if the Ravens can control the run, that's a big thing. And if Calais Campbell plays, he's questionable. But if the Ravens can control the run, I think they win.
This is what I'm thinking. Titans secondary, not very good. Their rushing defense is actually pretty decent. It's like not that bad. And I think if they can stop the running game and force Lamar to throw the ball, Lamar makes any secondary look good. So if they can do that, I think that
spoken like
they
a
can
true
win.
Steelers fan.
I'm just saying. Yeah, you're right. Okay. But I'm just saying I like them plus like 7. They just lost to the Patriots.
I feel it, Coach.
All
It's a
right.
rain game. That was one of those weather games, like Dre was saying. It's rainy and you're on the road.
Sometimes it's game script. I mean, even the best of quarterbacks can't throw the ball when it's wet as shit and it's windy, So
Yeah.
except for Jimmy G, psych, and it sucks. So go ahead.
All right, let's move on to the next one here. We got Jameis Winston. So this is like both quarterbacks, Saints quarterbacks. So I was going to use Jameis Winston as like my start for this week. And then we got the announcement that Taysom Hill is going to be the starting quarterback. I don't trust either one of these because I just can't imagine that they put Taysom Hill and have him be the starter the entire game. He's only thrown 5 passes this entire year.
So here's my question.
You know what I mean? So like I think that they're going to list him as a starter, but I would not be surprised if like some point during the game they have Jameis Winston behind center the whole time. I know they're paying him more, so I feel like they feel obligated. Like, okay, they're paying him way more than they're paying Jameis Winston, so that's why they're having him play. Like, look at these highlights. It's him catching touchdowns.
Yeah.
So we'll get into Taysom Hill later with whether or not to play him as a tight end. We'll get into that. But as a quarterback, I don't trust either one of these guys. If you picked up Jameis Winston off the waiver wire, we're hoping you could – because I could be wrong, and Jameis could not start at all. And it could be Taysom Hill the whole time. So that being said, I just don't. I loved it again with the matchup against the Falcons. I thought it was going to be great. Now I'm going to avoid the entire situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I was excited to see Jameis go out there and slang it like classic Jameis, throws a pick on the first drive, and then he's chasing the whole game. I mean, you got Michael Thomas coming back, Manny Sanders and Jared Cook. They're valuable, pass catching options for him there. So, yeah, I was excited to see Jameis play. But I agree with you, Mike. I think at some point you'll see Jameis and Taysom Hill both in there. But like you said, later on when we get to the tight ends, we'll talk about Taysom Hill because there's kind of like a loophole with the ESPN. I think it's on Sleeper too. You said right, Dre?
Yeah.
Where you can actually play Taysom Hill as your tight end on Sleeper or ESPN. And then, yeah, that's kind of like a little hack. So when we get to the tight ends, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say what it's kind of like running backs. Like I remember a couple of years ago when we were talking about like Matt Breida, Alfred Morris. Like who's gonna start? It's like what makes them think that they're just not saying Taysom Hill just to fuck up whoever they're playing. I mean, I feel like if Taysom Hill does play, fire up Alvin Kamara. They can just run the RPO and throw teams off like that, especially inside the 5. Like
yeah,
I would love that.
I mean, how do you scheme a defense against a player that's not started really?
Exactly. I mean,
like
that's
you know what I mean.
It's
like
smart.
you know what you're getting with Jameis Winston, but you have no idea what you're getting with.
And you heard about
Taysom
the whole Jameis LASIK thing, how he was like blind as a bat, and he just finally got LASIK. Not saying he's going to be the shit now, but I think he's just playing it smart. I think they're both going to play like you said. But I mean, putting Taysom Hill, I'm just saying, if you're at a pinch for tight end, I would start Taysom Hill. I mean, he can easily get you at least a touchdown.
Yeah, no, that's what we'll talk about that for the tight end spot.
But yeah,
no,
it.
for sure.
That's it.
I'm with you. Okay, we can go on to next one here. We got this is your sit, Dre, Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah, man.
Teddy B.
He's got to sit down. His knee, his knee freaking hurts, coach.
He's got the knee, coach.
His knee, coach.
His knee couch.
I'm worried about him, McCaffrey's gone, I think it's going to be more of a Mike Davis play action game. I think he's going to do all right for a football standpoint, but as far as fantasy, yeah, I wouldn't start him. I mean,
he might not even play. He's questionable.
Even if he does play, I mean, he could throw for I can easily see him throwing for 180 and a touchdown maybe, and then letting it be a running game or just. It's just especially if they take the lead, they're just going to milk the clock. They're going to do more ball control. I just don't see him being a feasible starting quarterback, even if he plays.
Yeah,
that's all.
I agree.
But I mean, he has been good.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
He's killed me one of the weeks.
I was looking at the completion percentage. He's been
kills
really accurate. I think he's second or third in completion percentage. So might not be putting up the sexiest numbers, but it's hey, you just want a quarterback who's accurate.
It's
get the ball to the receivers. I mean, he's doing what they're paying him to do.
Yeah. He's not going to be the reason you win, but he's not going to be the reason you lose. He's oh, Teddy got me 4. Nah, he's going to get you something, but
right. Nothing's worse than my start last week. When you said 4 points, I thought about Drew Lock.
Ooh, that a boy.
Yeah, that was a good one last week.
That was a lock, huh?
Yeah, truly. I thought he was so good at rapping, you know what I mean? So I thought
he definitely put on for the 4-pointers,
Yeah. All right. Okay, let's move on to the running back position here. We're going to go with our starts first. We got Adrian Peterson.
Who's that?
The Detroit Lions running back. I got
rookie?
some old school Vikings highlights here for you on the YouTube.
He's so. Hey, the NFL Network showed his rookie year when he faced LT, and he ran for 200 yards.
Yeah,
bro, it was
296 or something.
Dude,
right?
yeah, it was his record break. It was fucking ridiculous how good he was, man.
Yeah, but yeah, AP, he's my guy. I know it's crazy. 2020, we're still talking about AP and like, hey, to start him, But yeah, AP, dial him up. DeAndre Swift for the Lions. He's out with a concussion. And, for the majority of the year, outside of last week, where they kind of gave D Swift the workhorse, the
lion's share.
The lion's share. There you go.
Sorry.
Before that, AP was getting a ton of work still. Kerryon Johnson was getting some work as well. But yeah, no D Swift. So I'm all in on AP this week. I think, Galladay's banged up. He's out. Amendola's out. I feel like you can run on the Panthers too. Panthers aren't very good. They're actually allowing 4.8 yards per carry, which is the fourth most. They've also allowed the fourth most rushing touchdowns in the NFL. I think they lean on AP in this ground game. So, yeah, I like AP this week. And he's, for whatever reason, if you think of AP not being like a pass-catching guy, he's actually out-targeted and out-caught Kerryon Johnson. So, if they need to throw the ball to the running backs, they don't care. They're dishing it to AP. I think Kerryon's a sneaky, desperation play if you just need anybody. Who's on the waiver wire and he's going to
crazy
plug
how
and
he
play.
just fell off.
I think Kerryon's a sneaky little deeper.
Kerryon Johnson went from 0 to hero. Yeah. Real quick.
Yeah, I like AP.
I
think he'll be a solid RB2 this week.
I like it. All right, let's go on to the next one here.
Don't fuck this up, AP.
We got Damien Harris.
My guy. Good thing you did
start.
it. I was going to do him if you didn't, no homo. So that sounded really bad.
Oh, yeah, we'll stay with another one of my guys right here, Damien Harris. I mean, I feel like I said on the waiver wire episode, he's like this year's John Brown for us. I feel like every waiver wire episode, I'll be like, go get Damien Harris, go get Damien Harris. And his percentage never rises for whatever reason. I don't know if it's all the running backs there, Cam, but I mean, Damien Harris, he's been good, 100 or more rushing yards in 3 of the 6 games. He's averaged 5 or more yards per carry in 5 of the 6 games, so he's been highly efficient with his touches. It's pretty good because Houston gives up a league worst 5.2 yards per carry, and they've allowed the most rushing yards, 167 yards on the ground. That's the most in the NFL.
140 to running backs, which is and that right there, if you look at his numbers, they were on the 7-yard line. He ran it to the 1, and then they took him out and put in Rex Burkhead, and he scored a touchdown. Otherwise, he would have 300-yard games and then another game with a touchdown.
Yeah, I think he'd get another 100 yards up here easily, at least 80 yards. And I feel like give him a tug. He looks good, and all the reports out of training camp were that he looks like the best running back on this offense. He breaks his hand, so he misses for first couple weeks. But I feel like now he's kind of getting his chance to really take over, and I guess be what the Patriots wanted Sonny Michel to be, as kind of the guy who gets 15, 18 plus carries and some goal line work. I mean, obviously the receiving upside is not through the roof, but. Yeah, I think he gets a ton of carries, and I think he falls into the end zone this week.
So I have a good Damien Harris stat. He's only on the field 63% or 33% of the Patriots' offensive snaps, but when he's on the field, he gets the ball 62% of the time.
Yeah.
So.
Whoa.
I think having a guy like Cam helps because you have to account for him. He could do the RPO, he could pull the ball. So it's just I feel like that makes a running back's job 100 times more easier than if Sam Darnold or I started trying to think of the worst quarterbacks, Sam Darnold, or just people that can't run. Phillip Rivers is back there. You're not.
Phillip Rivers has been balling. Hey, and Damien Harris just
RPO
looks good.
and helping the running backs and stuff like that. So yeah, I like Damien Harris this week.
Phillip Rivers. Can you imagine him running an RPO?
Hey, if Rex Burkhead can get you 2 touchdown games, I don't see why Damien Harris can't have a little 2 touchdown game of his own right here this week.
And he's better, and he always falls forward. He just eye test. If you just watch the games, he just looks good. He breaks runs of at least even if it's at a 10-yarder, at least 6 to 8 yards frequently.
Yeah, 5th highest graded running back.
That's nice. I like to hear that.
I just traded him away for Julio Jones. Not just him, though. Don't worry, T. Before you.
All right, let's move on to the next one here. For our running back starts, I got my guy, Mike Davis.
Hard cough.
That's
Cough.
cute. That's cute.
It's cute.
That's cute.
Look to your left and cough. So Mike Davis plays the Detroit Lions. The Lions are probably the worst. They give up on average That is what I like to see. I think it's going to be a big Mike Davis game again, like we saw before. And I think it's just going to be the horniest running back play of the week. He finishes running back 1 this week right now. I'm calling it.
Yeah, last week that was Anthony's sit guy, Mike Davis. He was talking about how, like, especially in standard, like he just hasn't been putting up a good amount of yards. I think it was like 3 or 4 straight games under 80 yards. But yeah, this week I think he has like a redemption game. He gets back on track. He starts giving you some of those Mike Davis numbers you had when you first picked him up. So yeah, I like this. Good matchup right here.
Great matchup.
And then if Teddy Bridgewater does not play and they have PJ Walker start, I would assume that they just lean on Mike Davis even more than that. So volume, he should see one of the heaviest workloads this week.
Yeah, he's got the remote volume. He's got it on the highest level.
Turn it up, baby.
He's turned it up all the way on his television. Mike Davis, start him. All right, here we'll go on to the next one. This is my other start. I got Nyheim Hines. Nyheim Hines is he had probably one of his better weeks.
It was his freaking birthday, coach.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, or was that 2 weeks ago?
I think it was his birthday, yeah.
So Green Bay has led up the, let's see, where was it?
50-11th?
Town.
I want to say it was 50-11th.
They've led up. They're giving it up. Let's just say this: the Green Bay's giving it up to pass catching running backs.
Like who?
What?
Does it rhyme with stare?
Yep.
They're giving it up like stare.
Oh, giving it up like you confused me for a second.
They're giving it up like stairs. That makes
giving
sense.
it up
like stairs.
They just stare at the running back and say, "We're not gonna cover."
Oh, that's a double
you."
entendre. Like stare, like giving it up, like stairs, like a staircase.
Oh,
wow,
like inclination. Yeah, starting Nyheim Hines against the Green Bay Packers running defense. They're giving up a lot of receptions, receiving yards to running backs. Nyheim Hines, I think he's going to be the lead back on the team. I know we said Jordan Wilkins last week, but I'm going to go with Nyheim Hines in Week 11.
All right, I got 2 questions for you.
It's not chasing. I'm not chasing.
Is Nyheim Hines kind of like the running back version of Mike Williams? Like a guy who's like, he can come out there and get you like that boom game, but then he can get you some of those games where he gets you like nothing. You're just like, but that's just like the risk you're taking with him. Like, can I get the boom and stuff like that? The matchup's good. I'm not disagreeing with the matchup at all. And then second question, what about Jonathan Taylor? How do you guys feel about that? Because it is a good matchup against the
dead
Packers. Is he dead to you after the last couple games? Or do you think that this could be like the
I said to trade for him.
That he like gets back in like the coach's good grace, and
I want to wait before I see that. Nyheim Hines just looks a lot of a better fit.
Yeah,
like he looks like Dawson Eckler. Like he can, and Phillip Rivers likes passing him the ball. Until I see anything different, I'd rather have Nyheim Hines than Jonathan Taylor. Granted, Jonathan Taylor's probably a better talent, but Nyheim Hines just seems to be a better fit.
Yeah. I think if I have Jonathan Taylor and you're debating on starting him or not, it's one of those scenarios where, they're at home. I mean, it's a good offensive line versus one of the worst run defenses in the NFL, like Mike said. If you need him, it's like, I guess I'm going to take one more shot. And if he can't get it done this game, Jonathan Taylor, then he's just dead for me for the rest of the year. Because if he can't get it done this game, then there's no way I'm trusting him going forward in the rest of the season. And especially when I get in the playoffs, like there's no reason I'm going to trust him when we get in the playoffs. So this would be like a make or break game for him. But I would throw him out there as like an RB2.
Yeah, I agree.
But obviously you could start both running backs.
Start them both, but Nyheim Hines number 1.
Clip that shit.
Clip it, baby.
Start them both, but Nyheim Hines really.
But really Nyheim Hines.
But
okay?
Thank you for stopping by.
I know it sounds like I'm just chasing points from last week, but
Nah, I mean Nyheim Hines looks really good.
The matchup against receiving running backs is good. So we'll go on to, is this your start or your sit?
Both.
Okay.
Start, then he's gonna sit,
wait a second.
Then he's going to start.
We got Cam Akers.
Cam Akers. Yeah, I mean, he's been kind of before the last 2 games, he was pretty much an afterthought. So I went to look, give you any kind of stats, do a little deep dive. I mean, his last 2 games, he's seeing the field 23% snap share, which isn't too much, but I mean, there's 3 of them. But his last 6 games, he was averaging 4% snap share. And I went to look up what it was. McVay said that he was being shitty in pass protection, or that was the issue. They didn't want him to be on the field until he was able to, whether it was actually physically doing it or in meetings, just being able to diagnose the blitz. But they're saying that they feel he is the most talented back, and they just want to give him more looks now. I mean, they're kind of doing this mixed bag with 3 running backs. This past week, he had the most yards per carry. He was the most effective, but he was the only one that didn't find the end zone. So I think little by little, they're going to integrate him into the offense more and more.
Yeah,
I think he's going to be, I think he's going to be the better of the 3 this week. And then moving forward, I think, obviously if he fumbles and goes in the doghouse, I can't fucking
you can't.
that.
Yeah.
But he's looked good, even whether it's been, catching the ball or just with the ball in his hands, he's looked the best. So that's why I want to fuck with Cam Akers.
Yeah. That's
and
hard.
I have him, but it's really more just
It is hard though, like Cam Akers, because like I saw that a similar type of stat before. I don't mean to be like but
dude,
like
do it.
I saw a similar stat like that happen before when he had like 10 carries and he had the highest yards per carry. It's just like, and then there was another like 3 weeks of him not.
Yeah,
I don't know. But I feel you though. Like I think you're right though. Like you don't draft a running back and not start him like Cam Akers.
Yeah, I agree. I think just not having the preseason training
say.
camp was kind of weird and stuff like that. Obviously, he's a rookie. He's still got to learn how to become a professional. But like I agree with both you guys.
I mean, that
like
run
he looks
right there.
he looks good when he's on the field. He's good. It's not like he's not good. It's the opportunities. If he was getting like 20 touches a game, then he'd be putting up some crazy numbers. Because I mean, you see a couple of these Dolphin players look stupid.
He hits him right here with the wop and
bro, yeah.
So yeah,
He's good.
like I said, if they had preseason, he'd be looking at like week 5, week 6 right now, which is like standard. But since there's no preseason, it kind of gets pushed back. But he looks good. I mean, eye test if they actually let him play. So yeah.
Yeah, that's all on Sean McVay, you poopy head.
Yeah.
Let's go on to our next one here. We got Brian Hill. This is your start.
Yep, another just deep dive. Really, I mean, if you watch him, he's more of an eye test guy for me too. They mix him in pretty well with Gurley. I mean, Gurley's only had a 100-yard game, and it was because he had a 55-yard touchdown run. But, I mean, he's had games where he's had 11 carries, 8 carries, 9 carries. And for a backup, I mean, Gurley hasn't had more than 20 carries, maybe one time. So I just feel, and his yards per carry isn't really effective. Gurley's more of like a volume guy. But Brian Hill is more of the guy who can kind of get those long runs, like those gash runs. I just feel like he's going to just fall into the end zone. I mean, whether it's Gurley wearing him down or he just happens to be in, I just feel he looks good. Granted, I mean, out of all the running backs in the world you could start, you could probably find different ones. But I'm just saying, if you're in need or if you're in a 14-man league or whatever the fuck, I wouldn't be that opposed to starting Brian Hill. Or if you're in a 4-flex league, I would put him in there. He'll do something. I feel like he'll do something. I think he scores a touchdown this week.
The Messiah.
Clip it. I think he scores.
The Messiah puts out his knowledge.
Maybe
Fucking send it in.
I'm telling you, coach.
That's probably the best. That's probably the best drop right there, though. The Dan Marino
Fucking
ones.
send it in.
I don't know. We got a couple good ones.
Yeah, I don't know. That one's just like there's so many times where you can throw that in there.
That's literally the one I was gonna play.
Sandwich.
What? Because I was stumbling.
Damn. Ham, fucking.
You know what's so funny? Just sidetracking from that drop made me think about. It's like now that like we played so many times, it's always in my mind. So like, if I'm just talking to anybody in general, so many people do that. They'll be like, fucking, like they say that. They'll be like, yo, like it's like, I can't find my keys. Like it's like, they're on the fucking, they just like randomly say that, and I'm just like, so it's like everyone just says that.
I mean, we went through a phase where
I throw in the muh in there. The motherfucking.
We went through a phase where we were calling each other out at the house like for every 2 seconds.
Yeah. It's still pretty funny.
All right,
I digress.
Let's go on to the next one here. I think we're done on the starts for running backs. We'll go on to the sits. This is Andre Navarro's guy. I'm pretty sure Lamical Perine.
I mean, he's fucking it's just the Jets. I think they're going to be playing from behind.
The goddamn Jets.
Adam Gase is a shit omelet, okay? Just, they're not good. They got what Joe Flacco's playing this week. Frank Gore's 94 years old. I love him.
He is 94.
they're just not going to be in the game. I just feel the minute they go down 10, 14 points, it's just going to be them passing. And I don't see anybody doing good. I mean,
that's not hot.
It's not. Yeah. I mean, it's just the Jets. They suck. Maybe the receivers, and when they're playing from behind, maybe get you some Rashard Perryman. I don't even know if Jamison Crowder is playing this week. Hopefully he is.
Yeah, he's in.
So then he'll probably do good, but just the running backs, I just don't see it. I mean, yeah, especially when they're losing. I mean, there's just no need for a running back. What are you going to do, run the clock out when you're losing? Yeah. Just don't make no sense.
P-Ron would be a nice player to keep an eye on next year if Frank Gore ever retires or,
What do you mean? He's not going to retire.
He got too many kids.
His son's a freshman
50.
in college right now.
Is that what it is?
His son Frank Gore Jr. Yeah, he's in college right now.
I mean,
Southern Miss.
Maybe he's holding out to just play with his son, be on the same team.
That would be so insane.
Dude, for a running back?
For a running back, that'd be insane.
Like
you would think like
Brothers was crazy, but like, dude.
I think it's only happened in baseball? Ken Griffey?
Ken Griffey, yeah.
I know LeBron wants to do a Bronny, but
I mean,
I
dude,
don't
as
think
a running back,
has it happened in the NBA either?
I don't know. This is what I was telling Art. I was like, dog, DeMarco Murray got drafted 6 years after Frank Gore, and DeMarco Murray's been out of the league for like 3 years.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah,
think about that.
That's crazy.
Frank Gore was a 7-year vet when DeMarco came in the league, and he's still playing, and DeMarco's out the league.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's crazy. But yeah, that's why you don't play Lamical Perine.
Grow up, retire.
Seriously, you're 40.
All right, we got my guy. We got James Conner. I put this as a
Whoa, you're sitting a Steeler, dude?
Yeah, dude. I'm pretty wild. I'm what you call
2020s. I've seen it all now.
Seriously.
So the reason I'm fading James Conner is not because. Hold on. We gotta get you out of here. Sorry, dog interruption. The reason I'm sitting James Conner is not because of the matchup for any reason. It's actually just because the Steelers seem to be kind of moving away from the run game, at least in the past like 3 or 4 games. He's just not getting enough volume really to be able to make a difference that way. Even when Pittsburgh was ahead, they were still throwing the ball to Chase Claypool, to Diontae Johnson, to JuJu Smith-Schuster. So that being said, that's why I guess you can still start James Conner. I think I'm just like fading, like we said before, is like I'm just fading what I believe will be the result of James Conner in week 11. If that makes sense.
Fuck it, send it in.
Fuck it, send it in, baby. So yeah, that's my take on James Conner. Let's go on to the next one here. We got Leveon Bell. This one's Andre's here. We're losing him to the poopers or what?
Nope. I think so.
We're losing him to the poopers.
That's funny. I'm talking about 2 Jets pretty much. Yeah, no, same thing. I just it's with him. It's more I want to see him produce with them before I like him. I mean, Mahomes, the whole offense looks good. CH, I think they're cutting into each other's time. I own Le'Veon Bell. I've been wanting him to do good, but his yards per carry has been, other than the first game, he just hasn't been good. They're not really giving him the rock. So, I mean, he's more of a name now than anything. I know I've talked to multiple people that are like, oh, but it's Le'Veon. Like, put him in the flex. I'm like, I'd rather, have him on the bench and be right or be wrong than have him in and be right. I want to wait. Hopefully they do it eventually and they give him a Le'Veon Bell game where he hasn't even had a touchdown yet.
Yeah, I mean, if they didn't give him a Le'Veon Bell game against the Jets, I don't know if they will ever give him a Le'Veon Bell game.
That was my turning point for sure too.
They just haven't been running the ball a lot. Even Clyde Edwards has kind of bailed you out with a couple touchdowns here and there, but they're just not running the ball. I mean, each guy's getting the ball like
they're not very
8
efficient.
to 10 times. So it's like even then, it's hard to, like I said, if you don't fall in the end zone, if you're only seeing the ball 8 to 10 times, it's hard to
it's kind of like
putting up fantasy points.
It's kind of like what I said on James Conner.
Yeah,
same kind of thing.
All right, then fuck it then. Let's go freaking next.
Go freaking next, dude. Let's go on to Melvin Gordon.
He's gonna.
That's just a sit right here.
Kill it. Go ahead, T. Tell him why.
Are you saying sit Phillip Lindsay and Melvin Gordon? Or are you just saying sit?
Yeah, last week. It's one of those scenarios where they couldn't get it done in a good matchup. I mean, Phillip Lindsay, I started Phillip Lindsay in the league. I was in a pinch, and I thought it would be a good matchup.
He said, pinch me, it's a nightmare.
Yeah, it was a nightmare. Phillip Lindsay got me 0.2 points, so that was
definitely
definitely a miss on me right there. They didn't run the ball for some whatever reason. They were down. I think, chasing. So they abandoned the run. But, yeah, they didn't look good last week when it was a good matchup. So it's hard for me to trust either one of these guys in a good matchup. I mean, in a bad matchup against the Dolphins. He's split and work with Phillip Lindsay, and he just hasn't looked good. I mean, half his games, he's been under 4 yards per carry. That's not good at all for a running back. And he's only top 50 yards total once since their Week 5 bye. And he's only had 1 touchdown during that span as well. I mean, Miami's Dolphins defense it might be a homer pick, but they've been pretty good, mainly in the secondary. But, I mean, the run defense has kind of turned it on the last couple weeks. I mean, they're only allowing 3.6 yards per carry in their last 4 home games, the Miami Dolphins, so they've been turning it on. And they haven't allowed any running back touchdowns during that 4-game stretch either. So just a bad matchup against the pretty tough Dolphins defense as of late. So
yeah.
Any splitting carries, I don't know.
No, I feel you. I got you. Too much. Too many things going that right. We got my guy here, which is kind of very contradicting too.
Is it contradicting, or does it go right in hand? Because you're saying
you could call
me to start Brian Hill. I mean,
I suppose. I guess.
I think we're good.
Yeah, Saints defense is pretty good against the run. Yeah, that's kind of it's just more matchup based. My decision on this one.
It's because you think Brian Hill's going to ball, right?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's what it
He's a real
is.
touchdown dependent, Gurley. Like,
yeah,
if he doesn't, he's one of those, like, he's giving you those Wayne Gallman games, 60 yards and then a touchdown.
Yeah,
and it's like, all right, but if he doesn't fall in the end zone, then it's like it's not a good game. A tough matchup.
Yeah, I don't know, and
Gallman's
like game script wise, I don't know. Doesn't seem like it's gonna be in the right position. There's too many factors there. So, yeah, I'm going to be fading on Todd Gurley in Week 11. We can move on to – we're going to go on to the next one here. We got Rams running backs.
Yeah, so this is me.
That's hella funny, dude. I'm just
so we're just hating on your
loves. This is hella
loves.
tight.
To just kind of piggyback on what Dre said about Akers, I think Akers is good, and I think it just sucks that he's like in a throuple. He's kind of like J.K. Dobbins right now. I think J.K. Dobbins is good. He's just in a throuple or an entanglement of running backs there, on the Ravens and then for the Los Angeles Rams. But, I mean, it's literally like a 3-man workhorse the last couple games. I mean, the last 2 weeks, Darrel Henderson, 9 touches, 8 touches. Malcolm Brown gets you 12 and 8. And then Akers, 10 and 10. So they're literally averaging like 8 to 10 touches each any given week. And I feel like you're just banking on them to find the end zone. Obviously, Malcolm Brown found the end zone twice. I think Henderson did as well. Yeah. But, I mean, easily it could have been Akers who got 2 touchdowns. Then Henderson didn't get you a touchdown, and he would have had a bad game for you. But then the matchup just isn't very good either. The Bucs are allowing a league low 3.3 yards per carry. They've allowed the least rushing yards per game at just 77 yards per game. So now you're telling me I have to split 77 yards up, divided by 3 different guys. That's not very good if they don't find the end zone. They have struggled against the pass, catching running backs. The Buccaneers have. They're really good against defending the run, but against letting running backs sneak out and catch some balls, they're not very good at that. But then the Rams just aren't throwing the ball to the running backs either. They're averaging just 3 receptions a game as a unit for the running back, so that's like 1 catch each, 30 yards on the ground each. If you're basically just playing Russian roulette on who's going to find the end zone, because if none of these running backs find the end zone, I find it hard to believe that they're going to put up any like total yardage or receptions to really give you a safe floor.
Was that pun intended with the running backs? Russian roulette? Did you mean it? Dude, you guys are so witty. Where did you guys start doing this stuff?
Dude,
it's Russian roulette.
Yeah,
dude, I wouldn't have thought of that in a million years. So good.
So good.
Fuck it.
So good.
You guys are so good, dude.
That's how you know Dre's like, man, he's just like, God, these fuckers keep messing with my thing. I'm just going to compliment them. It's like what you kept doing to me.
What do you mean?
Tyler, I keep talking shit to Tyler.
I'm not mad at all. Dude, I think this is great.
I keep talking shit to Tyler, and Tyler just I'll be like, Tyler, you're a piece of shit, and he'll be like, I'll be like, yeah, well, I hope all your dreams come true.
Oh, dude, yeah.
And
You have the most athletic children. Have it taken away from them.
Oh, Jesus.
I hope all your dreams and hopes come true.
Yeah, it's like,
No, I'm just saying.
Dude, I hope you're so fucking successful in life.
yeah, it really like you're like, damn, dude, I'm an asshole. Like it really makes you think.
But I wasn't even being passive aggressive. The Todd Gurley bad call coincides with the Brian Hill. Like you're
It really
basically
does.
saying,
Yeah, he said because Dre was saying Gurley hasn't looked good and Brian Hill's been looking better.
Basically, Gurley's gonna wear him down, and then Brian Hill's gonna come in fresh legs and score a freaking 30-yard touchdown.
Do you believe that me and Tyler are, because we went against what you picked, would you call us contradicts? You want to talk about
it.
wits?
Russian roulette, dude.
I got all the wits in the room. They're just absorbing into me.
Dude,
hello.
It's working.
It's working. All right, let's go.
Got a good brain.
I gotta get the.
It's contradicts. That's good, dude.
We gotta get the. Jesus Christ, shut up. Let's go on to the starts for wide receivers here. We'll go on to Cedee Lamb. This is Tyler's guy, I'm pretty sure. What do you think with the Cowboys rookie killing it this year?
Mary, huh?
Yeah, if I see him, I'm like, hey, CD, get into my lineup, CD.
It's Cedee.
He's my keeper.
Yeah, Cedee Lamb, I'm dialing him up this week. I know. I think last week he had a good game with, was it Gilbert or throwing the ball or something like that? But, I mean, prior to that, a couple dud games. But, I mean, Cedee Lamb, 5 or more targets in every single game. So you're getting a safe floor there. And then 11 or more PPR points in 7 of the 9 games. He's getting Andy Dalton back. I know Andy Dalton, didn't have a good game on Monday night against the Cardinals. And people might be like, oh, that's not going to help him. But I think having Andy Dalton back will boost this offense compared to what it was with DiNucci and – is that his name, DiNucci, the first guy?
His name is actually
DiCucci.
Yeah.
And then the other guy that they had last week. But, yeah, gets Dalton back. It's a good matchup against the Vikings pass defense. The Vikings aren't very good. They've actually allowed 16 touchdowns to wide receivers. That's the most in the NFL. And then for what it's worth, the one whole game that Dalton played on Monday night against the Cardinals, Cedee Lamb saw 11 targets that game, finished with 7 catches for 64 yards. So, yeah, I do like Cedee Lamb as a nice little flex spot right here this week. Throw him in your lineup.
Ooh, flex him up. Flex in the rookie. You're going to be upset with the guy I picked right here, Tyler, because it completely contradicts.
Contradicts?
I'm a contradict right here. We're going on to my start.
I got
Denzel Mims. So, Tyler, I went against your pick.
Is that Devontae Parker?
Yeah, it's Devontae Parker. Not Devontae Parker. Denzel Mims. He's been getting because he's getting the most targets on the team right now, as of right now. I think he started off slow just because he had the injury coming into the year. But the rookie is looking good, and I think you get 8 targets in a game, and that was in week 9. He got 8 targets. He's just slowly been getting more and more involved, and I think you can play this rookie this week in week 11. I feel like I keep ending all mine the same. Yeah, they are going. He is going up against the Chargers. I looked. He lines up more on the left side, and the right corner would be Casey Hayward Jr., but he doesn't always line up on the left side. So
let's see some of Mikey D.
So see some of Mikey D, which is actually kind of funny because we actually know him. He's not my homie. I think I actually freaked him out a little bit, but I think he's good. I think he's cool with Anthony and Tyler. So there's that. What?
He's a corner for the Chargers.
Yeah, he played BYU with Kai, so we kind of know him. I think we were at a family gathering, and that was when I was recording those vlogs, and I had my camera and my tripod, and I think he just was looking like, who the fuck, who's this kid with a mustache with this like camera set up and everything. Yeah. So I think I just like made him feel weird. But anyways, I don't want to shit on him, but Denzel Mims, dude, play him in fantasy against Mikey Davis.
Do it.
He's definitely not gonna like you. And he definitely is.
Was he the one? Was he on the Bills before?
Nah, he's been with the Chargers.
He's been with the Chargers, but he just he started. He got a pick 6 against Tom Brady, which is pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah,
that's pretty dope.
Good for him.
I hope he kept that ball.
Yeah,
and then he looked at it like it was your face and fucking punched it.
Punches it.
I'm just kidding.
Should I clip that and post it? All right. We'll go on to the next one here. We got this is Andre Navarro's guy. It has to be, right?
It's got to be. It's my fucking cousins on my mother's sister's side. Ready?
We're just related to everybody.
somehow. It's a small world, you know? Yeah, no. Averaging 9 targets his last 3 games. I think, especially this week, I like him because, you know, they're playing the Bucs. The Bucs have a good pass defense. I think Kupp and Woods, I mean, we'll talk about Kupp later, but I feel like he's going to be the beneficiary of those other 2 guys kind of getting, you know, more of the attention or garnering more of the attention. But, I mean, even without that, he's been doing well the last 3 games. I mean, he's been one of Jared Goff's more, you know, targeted guys. Like I said, with 9 targets a game, he has 16 catches in that span. So, I mean, that volume is, I mean, that's hard to beat. Like I said, 9 targets a game that should be enough to get you some type of production, especially if he's going to be seeing the number 3 cornerback for the Bucs. I mean, for the Bucs. I mean, yeah, I just like the matchup, especially because I could actually see the Bucs taking a decent lead to where the Rams have to go to the pass. And, I mean, they seem to like the 3 wide.
Yeah, I mean, they do have, like you're saying, they do have, like, Carlton Davis, but you know, Josh Reynolds probably won't see much of that.
For sure, yeah. It's going to be Woods or Kupp, so.
Yeah, that's.
And he's, I mean, same thing with him and Ites. He's good. He's talented. He runs good routes. He's a lankier, taller guy. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I brought it up, I think, during the the draft season of, you know, maybe they got rid of Cooks. You know, I know they're running a lot more 12 personnel last year, but I think Cooks was banged up, and then they shipped Cooks away. Everyone's thinking like, oh, well, they're going to go to 12 personnel instead of 11 personnel. 11 personnel being 3 wides. But I was saying it. Maybe it's because they were so confident in Josh Reynolds to step up and be like that third receiver for the offense, and you're really starting to see it. I mean, like I said, you can't deny the targets. Yeah. He's getting a ton of targets.
And they got Van Jefferson for the hype. I've never been a big Van Jefferson guy. I still am not. Fuck it. If they like Van Jefferson so much, trade Josh Reynolds away. Let him go somewhere else. I think he's proven that he could play. Yeah.
So, I think he's coming up on he might be a free agent or next year. So he might be somewhere next year where, I mean, just top of my head, you got the Lions who have Marvin Jones and Galladay both on contract years. Maybe we could see where they, you know, ship off Marvin Jones and they bring in Reynolds to kind of fill his spot.
It's a good segue. Good segue.
Yeah. Good segue.
Good. Yeah.
Speaking of
segues, this next player loves riding segues. I'm just kidding. I don't know. Maybe. So I'm going to write – I did this last week actually, but I'm going to do it again because it actually works pretty well. I'm starting all the Steelers receivers except for James Washington.
Well, yeah.
So
James Washington,
you start Diontae Johnson. You can start Chase Claypool. You can start JuJu Smith-Schuster. They're all being used it's kind of going to my point about James Conner they're having so much success with passing the ball that they don't need to do anything else. I do think they need to get a little bit more creative because they've done that same stupid Chase Claypool whatever rush thing, but
end around.
Yeah, end around. Sorry, I'm not good at remembering the names.
Don't get that confused with a reach around. It's not the same thing.
I know.
Not even close.
Yeah, I went to practice and ended up blowing a guy. No, just kidding. I don't know why I always do that. I just go so gay. It's because I'm so sick.
So stupid.
I'm so sick with it. But listen, I'm totally lost on my train of thought.
Hey, this is kind of one of the reasons why I like Big Ben this week. You got options. You got Claypool's been electric. I think he's got 9 touchdowns on the year. You know, JuJu's still
he has the most.
He
has
Diontae's good.
9 touchdowns in 9 weeks is the most for any rookie in NFL history.
Oh, brother.
Hey, fucker. That's a lot of points for a guy, brother.
So many fucking points, bro.
So Chase Claypool doesn't need a lot of targets because he can just he's such a big guy. He can moss everybody. And then, or whatever you call him, he's Mapletron, you know. And then we got JuJu, who he can make a lot out of, you know, he's more of a PPR guy. But then Diontae Johnson's just getting double-digit targets every single week. So, yeah, enough said. Play Steelers receivers except for James Washington.
I like it.
Yeah. We'll go on to Marvin Jones Jr. Is this a start or a sit?
This is a start.
Start him.
This was the segue.
He's a man. Next. I'm just kidding. No, so, yeah, since Galladay's been down, he's actually been pretty sneaky productive. Last 3 games, he's averaging 16.3 half-point fantasy points per game, averaging 93% snap share. So, I mean, he's he's the number one guy, most targeted guy. I mean, you've had Marvin Hall get like more of like the deep plays, but as far as, I mean, production, I mean, like I said, 16 points a game. He has 4 touchdowns in his last 3 games. I mean, he's the number one guy there. I mean, I don't see why it would stop. And I don't see him being on like any waiver wires or anything like that, but I would give him a flex. I mean, I would say he's like a high-end flex, low-end wide receiver 2. Shit, I would put him wide receiver 2 with the points he's been doing recently, especially like you said, or how we've been saying no Galladay. I mean, you have Hawkinson there, no DeAndre Swift who can, get a few targets. AP's really not going to catch the ball.
Amendola's out too.
Amendola's out, so
plays in the slot a lot.
So I could see Marvin Jones getting a healthy 10 targets.
I mean, yeah.
Especially if they fall behind. I mean, he can easily get you, 100 yards and a touchdown. And for his size, he's a good jump ball guy. I mean, he has a nose for the end zone.
Yeah.
He's always been, even with Cincinnati, he had, 8 or 9 touchdown seasons. Last year, I think he had 10 too, didn't he? I think he was up there 9 or 10.
He had that crazy 4 touchdown game.
Yeah, I faced that. That was
you get 4 touchdowns in a game, you become a legend.
Yeah. Legend.
Like Chase Claypool.
Yeah, he was a guy last week I missed on. I said sit him. It was a bad matchup. Playing against the Redskins, the pass defense was good. And I pretty much said if he doesn't score a touchdown, he's going to be a dud. But, I mean, my guy keeps finding the end zone. So he said, hold my beer, T.
Man, I don't know if you watch him, dude. I don't know. Maybe it's just this year. He has run a few DBs over. Like, when he gets the ball, dog, he just runs angry. Maybe he knows he's about to be a free agent, but he be running motherfuckers over, dog.
I mean, yeah, he's trying to get paid.
Yeah,
he's got a huge penis.
He's been growing on me this year. I mean, I've always liked him, but
that one was on purpose.
He did it again.
That was on purpose.
He's saying some dumb, silly shit.
Okay, yeah. Sorry.
Next victim.
But yeah, Marvin Jones, he's been doing good.
And hey, my man can sing in Spanish and in English like a boss.
You know what it is? It's Marvin Jones is like the classic, like, should I play him this week? And it's like, if you think you should play him, don't. But if you don't think you should play him, play him. He's
one of the most underrated football players or wide receivers for sure. He's been in the league for a while. He's about to get his 3rd contract. Yeah. I mean,
yeah, I heard he's got like one of the biggest pieces in the locker room too. Let's go on to the sits.
I heard Galladay said it.
I said something about last episode. I said something like, yeah, like this person scored a bunch and that really gets my wiener working. And then someone commented like, that gets my wiener working, hashtag sus, or said something like that. The kids love it. Let's go on to let's go on to the sits here.
He goes, I'm hella sus.
Dude, where's my start at, dude?
What's yours?
Didn't have another start in there?
You did. I think you already went.
Yeah, what did you do?
The clam chowder, dude.
Damn,
dude.
Bro.
You sit me out, dude, like
bro,
that?
remember when we started the podcast and I'm like, hey, let's go through these so we make sure we don't miss anything.
Because you're like, T's not going to like this one because I thought you meant because I started Jamison Crowder and you started Denzel Mims.
No, but here's the thing is, right, like I said, though. Okay, let me add it in here really fast. Start talking.
Sorry, dude.
Start talking, dude.
I thought you had it because you were like, hey, that's what. Oh, Tyler's not going to like this one because I'm going with Denzel Mims, not Crowder.
Right. No, that's why I said that. But because I knew you picked that. But, sometimes it takes a while to put all these things in. I might miss something,
Sorry, dude. It's because you're thinking about how big his piece is in the locker room.
All right. No, that's not
seriously.
true.
All right. Anyways. So,
let's go on to.
I'm not disagreeing with what Mike said on Denzel Mims. I mean, Mims is really talented. There's a lot of good rookies I feel like the average fan or most people don't really know about yet. Denzel Mims is definitely going to be one of those guys. I mean, Brandon Ayuk's kind of turned it on the last couple weeks, but, he was out for the first 5-6 weeks. He had Michael Pittman break out on Thursday night the other day. Rager's still been, hasn't really done anything yet for the Eagles. So I just feel like there's a lot of good rookie receivers that still haven't, had a breakout, outside of guys like Justin Jefferson, Cedee Lamb, stuff like that. But yeah, I do like Jamison Crowder in this matchup right here. I mean, the first couple games, I know it was different because Flacco's going to be in, and it's different from Flacco to Darnold. When Darnold was in there, he was getting 10 or more targets in his first 4 games. Only 2 last week against the Patriots on Monday Night Football. But, I mean, my guy found the end zone. He scored 10 or more PPR points in all 5 games he's played this season, 100 or more receiving yards in 3 of the 5 games. I'm expecting this game script to be Chargers at home, playing an East Coast team. They're going to get up big. A couple of the corners for the Jets aren't playing. Herbert's going to be slinging that thing. So I'm expecting Flacco to have to drop back and throw the ball a good amount of times. I'm expecting Jamison Crowder to get a decent amount of targets right there. The Chargers, they used to have a good slot corner, Desmond King, but they got rid of him. They traded him to the Titans, so they have a new slot corner, and he hasn't been good. He's actually allowed the second most fantasy points per route. That's from Pro Football Focus.
Wow.
To the receivers who in the slot position. So, yeah, I like Jamison Crowder this week.
Nice.
Dial him up.
Dial up Jamison Crowder.
I'll take the Jamison.
So you take him over Denzel Mims?
You hold the Crowder.
I'll go with Jamison Crowder. You want to do a beer bet?
Sure.
Do you want to do a cigarette bet?
No.
Bro, no.
This is the thing.
cigarettes.
It should be a beer bet, and if Mike loses, he has to drink the freaking beer.
No.
Do you want to do a water bet?
All right, do beer bet.
Do you wanna
Crowder versus, I'm putting it on the board right here. I got it right here.
All right.
So I got Expo markers now.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, I'll take Jamison Crowder over Denzel Mims. What are we doing? Half point PPR? Full point PPR?
Are we doing receptions? I'm going to go.
I'm just at most points.
Okay, fantasy points. I'll
PPR or half point PPR?
let's just do half point.
All right. Meet you in the middle.
Yeah, fair enough.
You got yourself a goddamn.
I mean, you're
deal.
lucky because I got 8 targets last time and you got 2, so. You know what I mean?
Sick. Yeah, I like Jamison Crowder. Pick him up.
I just got to write
Hey,
that down
T, just
before I
speaking of beer
forget.
bets, when do you want to take your Darren Waller D-Hop chugs? Because I can't wait to see those in one episode. I'm going to make him shotgun them back to back.
Don't threaten me with
Yeah,
a good time.
that Darren Waller one.
Would he be the
Did
D-Hop
we do
one,
it? Oh, the
too?
D-Hop one, yeah. What is he at? Like 84? He's at like 84 receptions.
They came out and had like 14 catches.
Hey, how about my guy Diggs, though?
Whoa, he's got a huge one or what?
I mean, he's number one in receiving yards,
You're
number
really
one in
killing
targets.
this, Mike. He's on point, dude.
You're consistent.
With the knee slappers, dude. You're just
Literally
there
the
you go,
knee
dude.
slappers. Literally.
With the knee.
All right,
slappers.
we're going on to Cooper Kupp. Let's go on to Cooper Kupp. That's a sit, no?
Yep.
Beto C.
Better see.
This will be easy. I mean, he's playing the Bucks D. He's going to get locked up. He already struggles against, certain types of coverages. And he's not that Robert Woods is like game script proof, but I mean, at least with Robert Woods, they find ways to get him open as far as with like end arounds and, shit like that. They kind of motion him around. Cooper Kupp isn't that kind of player. He's more, finding soft spots in zones and shit like that. But I feel like anyone who's like physical with him and kind of takes him off his route, you're good. As long as you can just be physical with him throughout the game, I think you're going to win, and I think this isn't going to be a Cooper Kupp game.
Yeah, battling a wrist injury too.
Yeah, so unless they go down by a bunch of points and he gets garbage time, but I'm saying in the midst of the actual game, I don't think he's going to be that effective. Not saying he's going to be non-existent, but as far as from a fantasy standpoint, I don't see him being, like a uberly productive.
I like it.
And that's how
I feel it, dude. All right, let's go on to the next one here. Next wide receiver sit. This is going to be a longer episode, but it's okay, dude. We got the timestamps. There's a reason for that, okay? We'll go Travis Fulgham. This one's my guy here. I picked this one just for the simple fact that Carson Wentz, not very good to me this year at least. And the weather. It's about to be 50 degrees and raining, thunderstorms. So I'm going to be fading the wide receiver from the Eagles who's been really good. So did I knock that out of the park or what?
Fucking money, dude.
that was above. That was a below par,
Below par?
which is good.
Below par. Got you. Cool. Sick. I'm fucking good at golf,
Yeah.
dude.
I was asking T, you want to golf tomorrow?
No.
In the middle of the podcast.
All right.
He's just like, yo.
That's why I threw in the below par in there just to kind of integrate.
It's definitely a no for me, though.
But if I told you there was like 6 super poopers coming, there isn't. There isn't, though.
Yeah.
All right, just seeing where his head was at. He didn't flinch.
All right,
Good
so
poker face.
this one's mine here. I got
Explain yourself, dude.
this is Antonio Brown.
This
I
is
know.
Antonio Brown.
I know. I was hyping Antonio Brown up. I got him in a couple leagues. I thought he was going to do really well. I thought he was going to do great in Tampa Bay. I'm not completely writing him off, but as of right now, he's getting in some trouble. Okay? He's apparently he threw something. I guess it just came to light. It could be nothing, but Antonio Brown apparently got in some altercation with like a gate person, a residential gate. like gatekeeper,
security,
a security guard. Yeah, there you go.
Gatekeeper.
Is it fucking Gandalf?
He got into it with the
gatekeeper.
Like, what?
The gatekeeper of the NFL.
Hey, I was
Thou shalt not play.
Hey, I was like looking down. I was like, is he gonna say just security guard or?
I couldn't think of the fucking word. What do you want from me? All right, so he's getting in trouble.
Gatekeeper.
I thought that he was on timeout.
He like destroyed a security camera.
Yeah,
so there's no evidence.
He threw like a chair at it or something. Listen, I don't know if that's true. I'm saying I fucking skimmed through the article, to be honest, man. But here's the thing: is all I know is that he's getting into trouble, and when Antonio Brown gets into trouble, he starts knocking over Gatorade jugs, and then fucking it's all gone. It's all over. Tom Brady tried to keep a nice close watch on the boy with the binoculars in his room. What are you doing? You're only allowed to masturbate once a day. Stop it, Antonio Brown. But here's the thing, dude. Is he's getting into trouble, and so when he's getting into trouble, he doesn't play well. And so there's that. And also they play the Rams. Jalen Ramsey's there. I think the person who's going to have a good game receiver-wise on the Bucs is going to be Mike Evans.
Really? You think Mike Evans is going to
out of everybody? Yeah.
He's
just bigger.
He should see a lot of Jalen Ramsey. And
I think Jalen Ramsey's a bitch.
Wow, you say it to his face?
Yeah, dude. I'll fucking spit right in his mouth.
Fucking.
There's testosterone high today.
Yeah, and that's the fucking
so
truth.
Let's just talk about those receivers because there's probably a lot of people who got questions about who to start for those.
Yeah.
That entanglement of receivers over there.
Yeah,
so
Mike
you're
Evans.
Saying sit AB. Are you starting Godwin?
I would say Mike Evans, Godwin, and then Antonio Brown. Then fucking Scotty doesn't know.
Scotty doesn't.
What about you, Dre? Who are these receivers? Are you starting? Who are you sitting?
I'm for sure starting Chris Godwin number one. I think Chris Godwin's going to. I'm going Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Antonio Brown also.
Bro, watch me fucking be right, and you guys are going to have to.
So I'm for sure starting Godwin. So I think we're all agreeing start Godwin.
I'm writing this on board.
I think AB's kind of like a high-risk, high-reward guy.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think you're going to see a lot of Jalen Ramsey on Mike Evans. I'd try to get away from Mike Evans this week if I could. Maybe just a bold call there. I feel like if he doesn't find the end zone, he's not going to put up some good points for you.
I feel
in terms of fantasy because I just can't imagine Brady force-feeding Mike Evans 8 to 10 targets, when he's got guys like Gronk, he's got Godwin, he's got AB now. So, yeah, I don't like Evans. I like Godwin, though. So, start Godwin.
Yeah.
What we got from that?
No, I would say, yeah, okay. I mean, I guess that's consensus, I suppose.
Consensus, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would say Mike Evans, but I bet you, I see Jalen Ramsey get so lucky so many times. He'll get beat deep like so many times, and it'll be like Phillip Rivers throwing the ball or some shit. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Sounds
I think
like you don't like Jalen Ramsey.
I think he's fucking.
Yeah, did he fuck your bitch or something?
Dude, if someone can fuck my bitch, they can have her, dude. Because I don't want that.
Yeah, I feel you.
I don't want that in my life. All right, we're going on to the Broncos receivers. You said Broncos receivers. I threw Jerry Jeudy in here.
Who did?
Who said that?
I'm just playing blood. I did that.
You said it. You said Judy's a girl name.
I mean, it's more. Yeah, it's more the Drew Lock. I mean, I don't know if he's going to be healthy, and even if he is, I mean, they're just not very good. I mean, who's the backup? Ripien. Oh, he's going to get ripped a new one. I don't think it's going to be.
He's not that bad.
Whatever you classify as the word bad.
I mean, Drew Lock got 1 fantasy point last week. He threw like 4 interceptions.
Yeah, well, it's going to happen again. Jerry, I don't trust any of these guys.
I mean, tough Miami defense, Xavier Howard, Byron Jones.
I think it's just
I believe that.
Those safeties are pretty good, too. They're like no-name safeties, but.
Exactly what my boy. Hey.
Sorry,
Tyler
I know.
and Tyler. Listen to what Tyler said.
Hey, listen, I didn't mean to come at you and say that I wouldn't play Jerry Jeudy this week either. Sorry.
You're good. Well,
sorry. I didn't mean to be that guy.
I said what needed to be said, and then T-Rep said what needed to be said.
I didn't mean to be that guy. I'm sorry. I apologize for my outburst.
It's all right, Coach.
Don't apologize for your opinion. That's what we're here for. Everyone's gonna have different opinions.
Don't ask permission.
No, I was just saying is that Ripien is not that bad.
Yeah.
As far as backup quarterback, I'd rather have him over Rudolph. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer. He doesn't know how to play. I don't know how Josh Dobbs doesn't have the job over him. That's what I don't know.
Yeah.
So where the hell is Trent Richardson?
Jerry Jeudy, bad matchup against Miami.
Yeah.
Maybe the ceiling's not there. But yeah, AJ Green is my guy.
Yep. Let's go on to AJ Green. Sitting AJ Green.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sitting AJ Green this week. Tough game on the road for the Bengals. Washington's pass defense has been pretty stingy. In 5 of their 9 games, they've actually allowed 0 touchdowns to wide receivers. And then hashtag interesting stat. Guess how many touchdowns AJ Green has on the year?
Dude, that's easy. That's 6.
I'm going to say 0.
0 touchdowns for AJ Green. I know we touched on it. I think it was a couple weeks ago. I touched on the completion percentage of when Burrow throws to Boyd, when he throws to Higgins, and then when he throws to Green. His highest completion percentage was to Tyler Boyd. Then it was T. Higgins. T. Higgins was still pretty good. I think it was 60-something%.
And it was an incomplete pass.
Yeah, it was 75% to Tyler Boyd, 67% to Higgins. And then to AJ Green, it was 49%. It was actually the lowest or tied lowest completion percentage from a quarterback to a certain wide receiver that had 40 or more targets. And it's just not good. I don't know what it is. They just don't have that connection and the rapport. So, yeah, I don't like AJ Green in this matchup against a stingy Washington.
Do you think he does the Baker OBJ where he just feels like he has to force it instead of just letting it come natural, and then he just does it that way?
But I feel like they are trying to do that thing. And I said it before, when it's like a fart. When you got to force it, it's shit.
That's what I'm saying. So he's not he's not letting the coverage dictate where to go. He's just I'm going to throw it to AJ right here.
I think he was at the beginning point. But I feel like now he's kind of just okay, well, I'm not going to – no, that's not the right read. If Boyd's open, if Higgins open, I'm not going to force it to AJ Green when I don't want it.
So he's going to avoid it?
He's going to avoid it.
Bro, you're fucking on fire today.
I would avoid putting him in my lineup this week,
AJ
Green.
He's going to avoid it. All right, sorry, that's it. But I agree.
I wouldn't put him on the tee.
Oh, Higgins.
Oh, that was pretty bad. Okay. Let's go on to we got Jarvis Landry.
Yeah, this is my guy. This is probably one of the biggest misses I feel like I had on the season. I don't know what it is with Landry.
It's his hip, dude.
I don't know if it's the hip as much as it's the offense, the style of offense, going from a Freddie Kitchen style of offense where I feel like they wanted to pass the ball so many times. Because the first 2 years, Landry was money over there.
Stefanski, bro.
And Stefanski obviously comes in. He changes it. They go from a pass-happy offense to a super run-heavy offense. I think they just want to limit what Baker does there. But, yeah, Jarvis Landry, known as this PPR monster, even from back in his days in Miami, they're just totally they're just a run team now. I feel like they're not, so just not getting any targets. And then the weather in Cleveland these last couple weeks has just been crazy. It's been super windy. It's been rain, all this other shit. That's not changing this weekend. It's supposed to be raining. It's supposed to be windy. So when it's like that, it's hard to throw the football, especially a team that already likes to run the ball. They're probably going to run the ball even more.
For sure.
So, yeah, I don't like Landry this year. He's actually wide receiver 45 on the year. Hasn't scored a touchdown all season.
It's insane.
And a guy who's like a PPR machine, under 10 PPR points in 5 of the 9 games. Yeah, I don't like it this week. I don't like it. I don't like it.
No,
I don't want
agree.
it. I don't like it.
Yeah, I'd be more apt to maybe start him if, the weather was shitty and it was a good quarterback, like someone who, like an A-Rod or Mahomes. But, yeah, Baker's showing no signs of improving, so – and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. No one can stop the Browns' run. And that's what's crazy is their run game is so good, even off of play action, knowing that Baker's ass. And play action somehow still works.
Yeah.
That's how good their run. They collapse. Baker doesn't capitalize on the play action, and they still run the ball really good and still can't pass. So
I think you're so right on them. I don't know why the Browns didn't do it earlier. I don't know why these previous coaches were trying to run the ball or throw the ball through Baker or win games through Baker.
It's just a passing league nowadays.
I feel like Kevin Stefanski came in and was oh, we got Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt as our running backs. What are we doing throwing the ball? We literally should throw the ball.
They load up on the line too.
They're just he's let's just load up. They're let's just load up the fucking just only let them throw the ball 10 times a game. That's what I would do.
He's basically here, Baker. Don't lose us the game.
Yeah, don't fuck it up. Yeah, it's I don't know. Anyways,
I hit up Stefanski and told him pretty much what to do last week.
So check my LinkedIn if you want to hire me as a coach.
I'm trying to be a scout.
I'm a scout. Scout.
Not a Boy Scout though. I heard what they did to them. Pretty fucked up. I saw those commercials.
Pretty bad stuff.
Are we jumping to what? We got the tight ends last?
Now we got the tight ends here.
That's a weird thing.
Sorry, this episode is
tight ends. Weird.
Tight ends.
Super weird.
This could be the worst episode we've ever done.
It's not the worst. It's just a lot of goofs.
Mike.
Lots of goofs.
Mike's been consistent.
I'm having fun. I'm having fun. Are you having fun?
I am.
I'm enjoying myself.
I am have fun.
Here's the thing, dude. If we're gonna do this,
who's gonna sit Ebron? UT?
Oh no. It's a start. Sorry.
Oh, bro,
Start.
you fucking asshole, bro. I told you he's my tight end, T. Told you I didn't need one.
Tight end, yeah.
This is your guy or my guy, Tyler? I
No,
forgot.
I don't know. I
No,
can't
he's
remember.
your guy. I'm just saying in for.
Wait,
whatever,
is it?
dude.
Wait, is it? Wait, hold on.
Dude, I'm about to-
Let me check it.
Dre was just saying how he had him in one of the leagues, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna ride Ebron for the because he didn't draft a tight end. He found him on the waiver wire. And
Yeah.
he's been doing pretty good, right?
I mean,
So Jaguars against the tight end are the third worst when it comes to giving up fantasy points. They've given up 7 touchdowns to tight ends, a lot of yards to tight ends, a lot of receptions to tight ends. So, yeah, I mean, Eric Ebron, it's hard because he's not getting as many targets as like you would like for a tight end, but he is getting more and more involved. So I think that the fact that he's out there on majority of plays, and it's not like you don't have to worry about Vance McDonald coming in and snaking. So yeah, I mean, Eric Ebron's our guy, and I think he'll, you have in the tight end landscape that we have right now. I mean, I play Ebron over a lot of different guys.
do you think the
I'll play
attention
more-
that
almost
Claypool and
John.
the other two guys are going to get probably helps? Like, that the defense is so focused on the 3 receivers that Ebron can just kind of not go unnoticed, but more under the radar.
I would say, and Ebron is also like the oldest guy on that will catch a pass from Big Ben.
He's like Diontae Johnson.
JuJu's-
You know who Andrew Luck is? He used to play in the NFL. I used to catch passes from Andrew. You know who that is? Fucking, that was my quarterback, bro. He's fucking 29.
JuJu's the veteran wide receiver, and he's 23. So it's like, you know what I mean. So that I'm with it. Start Eric Ebron. Sounds good to me. You know what I mean.
R.I.P. Vance McDonald.
He's a good
What
red
happened?
zone. Good red zone threat too.
Vance McDonald's still good. I think he just is. I don't know.
Behind
It,
the
like
chart, I believe.
the only tight end really with Pittsburgh that ever was like super receiver.
Heath.
It was Heath Miller.
Boy, Heath.
So it's like since then they're really. I mean, Jesse James every once in a while, but there's never anyone like consistent like that. So
He's on the line,
when you have Eric Ebron and Vance McDonald, we had Jesse James. Oh, is on the lines. Yeah.
I mean, after watching Vance McDonald do that stiff arm play last year, I was just like, I mean, I like he was on the Niners. He came out of Rice, but he just looks like someone who would be good though. He's just a big fucking. He looks like he's got that chin like he's from The Incredibles. He looks like an Incredibles character, but whatever.
I mean, I feel you. But let's go on to the starts here. We got Hayden Hurst. This is Tyler's guy right
I
here.
was gonna say it's not my guy, so.
Yeah, I'm down on my guy Hayden Hurst, one of the biggest guys that was on the preseason. But I mean, my guy's been pretty consistent for the tight end position. It's all over the place. I feel like if you don't have Kelsey, even you guys like Waller, Kittle's had some bad games, Andrews had some bad games. But I mean, Hurst, last couple games has been pretty consistent. He's had 5 or more targets in 7 of the 9 games. You like seeing that getting more incorporated into the offense. He's actually got the 4th most receptions out of any tight end so far this season. So pretty good if you're in a PPR league right there. Coming off 4 straight 10 or more PPR point games before going into their bye last week. Now he gets to face against a Saints defense that's bottom 10 in terms of defending the tight end position. So I like me some Hayden Hurst this week.
Put him in, coach. All right, let's do it.
Don't look at me, coach.
Don't look at me, coach. All right, we'll go on to the next one here. We got this is the ballsiest play of all. You're pulling some fucking things out of the deep darkness of your
You gotta
pocket.
pull it out. You know what I'm saying?
This is the
Otherwise, that's
Rudolph.
how babies are made, you know?
This is the Rudolph that I'm cool with.
So, I mean, hasn't been crazy productive, but his last 2 games, he has 103 receiving yards as opposed to 135 the rest of the season before the last 2 games. Irv Smith's kind of been like, he had that one game. He didn't even play last week. I mean, Rudolph looked good. I mean, Kirk Cousins, obviously he has Thielen and Justin Jefferson, but I just feel that the way that Rudolph's kind of been getting just, integrated a little bit more, he doesn't need a lot of volume. But if they get close to the end zone, I can see them, kind of utilizing him. Like I said, 45%, 42% of his yards for the season have come the last 2 games. So I'm just seeing or hoping he can kind of keep that momentum going and then maybe find the end zone, get 60, 70 yards in a tug. I don't know, Coach, but I like it, and that's why.
I like it.
I just realized I had the Hayden Hurst
Do you
highlights
have
the whole
the
time.
Taysom Hill one up so we can go over that real quick?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're gonna go on sits real quick.
Okay.
We got. Oh yeah, I must have taken it out. Where is it? Oh yeah, I put it at the end. Okay, we'll talk about that for the starts. Yeah. So Taysom Hill, if you don't know,
Now you know.
now you know.
Taysom.
Taysom Hill can be started in the tight end position, which is awesome.
And it's only in a couple leagues. I think ESPN you can do it, and then SleeperBot I think can do it as well. So yeah, but there's kind of like a hack where Taysom Hill can be labeled as a tight end. So if you need a tight end, I mean, if you can get Taysom Hill and throw him to your tight end position, I think he's got top 5 upside. You're basically getting a quarterback who can play tight end, but then he also might line up at tight end or receiver and catch a pass from Jameis Winston. But then now he also might run a touchdown in for you.
He's gonna be like
He's had 5 or more carries in 3 straight games. I can't imagine that he's not going to go away. Someone kind of made a comparison saying that imagine if you could play back in the day. Imagine if you could throw Tim Tebow into your tight end position. Would you do it?
Yeah.
I mean, most of the time you're going to do it.
For sure.
You know what? It's gonna be like what was it? Josh Doxson on the Browns. Who was it on the Browns that threw a pass, rushed a touchdown?
Joshua Cribbs.
Yeah. Definitely not
Josh
Johnson.
Cribbs, yeah.
No. What was that?
Terrell Pryor.
Terrell Pryor, that's what it
okay,
was.
yeah.
Remember Terrell Pryor?
He was a good wide receiver too, though. For a
Dude,
year.
I
Then he
forgot
got
about
stabbed.
Terrell Pryor.
He was
Yeah.
a.
was
I
like
actually was
2
at that
years
game.
ago.
It was against the Dolphins. I was in Miami watching that game. He ran a touchdown.
He caught
a
one
touchdown,
and threw one.
a touchdown.
That's insane. That's
and they
wild.
almost beat the Dolphins.
He ran a 98-yard touchdown run.
But that's
too.
what you might get. You might get that with Taysom Hill this week in your tight end position, which is awesome if you could nail that.
Terrell Pryor was something serious. That's crazy.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, thank you for reminding me.
I mean,
got
yeah,
paid, too.
you're looking at, like I said, you're pretty much looking at the points. I feel like if a quarterback gets you at least 15 points, that's kind of like the lowest. You're like, oh, I got me 15 points. That's not very good. But usually if a quarterback gets you like 20 points, you're pretty happy about it. Or like at least like, okay, that's like a decent little floor. So imagine if you could just get 15 to 20 points in your tight end spot
Oh, for sure.
from Taysom Hill, right?
Yeah, and in one of my leagues, a person who has him has Kelsey, and his flex is like someone not good. I'm like, I would go Taysom Hill on my flex.
Yeah.
And he's projected 18 points. Like,
Yeah.
there's
It
no
might
way
only be
Taysom
like
Hill
a
doesn't
one.
get you 8.
Yeah, it might only be like a 1 week thing because I think ESPN acknowledged it and they're going to switch him to just a quarterback next week. But for the meantime,
You think so?
I think they said that's what they're going to do.
See, I don't think they should.
Yeah.
But if not, then
Maybe if you-
dial him up. I mean, throw him in your tight end spot.
Maybe if you
I'd
have
be
him-
starting him. I think he's like a top 5 tight end then at that point.
See, I feel like they should. I feel like they should keep him how it is because, okay, he starts at QB, but what if he gets 10, drops back 10 times, passes it, or not even just takes 10 snaps at QB and then does what he usually does? Like, you know what? I feel like that should be, if you got Taysom Hill, you should reap the benefits and good pickup.
For sure.
But
Yeah, but I don't have him in any leagues.
unless I face him and he better get hurt and get a high ankle sprain. That's my diagnosis for anyone I'm playing against. I either want him to get a high ankle sprain or a concussion.
That's really you shouldn't say things like that.
No, I'm saying, like, if I would need them to get hurt, you know?
No, but I understand what you're saying because like I think that in my head, but don't say that stuff.
Oh,
out
dude,
loud.
I said, hey, I got a screenshot of me saying that CMC was going to get a high ankle sprain this year.
Yeah, I mean, dude, you said
That's
it.
like Justin.
I didn't wish
he'll
it.
be
I
like,
just
oh,
said,
man, I hope he tears his ACL.
No, that's the thing.
I'm like,
I didn't.
Bro, chill.
Yeah,
This
but
is the
he's
thing. I
serious.
didn't wish
Yeah,
it.
he's
I
serious.
didn't wish it. I said he's gonna get a high ankle sprain. I didn't say I hope he gets a high ankle sprain. I said he's gonna get a high ankle sprain.
Like I'm
That's what I
trying
did.
to win my fantasy league. I need Dalvin Cook to tear his ACL.
See,
or something.
yeah, see,
what
that's
he'll-
fucked
he'll
up.
say some shit
Yeah,
like that, and
see.
I'd be like, bro, that's so.
Yeah,
fun.
that's fucked up. Like yesterday, I said I hope
need to-
Kyler
I
Murray
need
gets
to-
a concussion.
I need to alter this man's career so
Right?
I can win 1 week of
See,
fantasy
that's why.
football.
But see,
in
but
my,
that's why.
in my
That's why
$20 league.
See, that's why
Like,
concussion.
Jesus Christ,
that's
dude.
why concussion is a lot more feasible. Like, I hope Kyler.
Yeah,
gets a
let's
concussion.
alter his brain chemistry for
Oh, please.
1 week.
The
of,
NFL nowadays, concussions are. He could have got a concussion right there on that run.
He's
but-
kind of making some points there.
I mean,
But I definitely see your point too, Mike. What you're saying.
Yeah, that's why I don't wish like long-term injuries. Like, oh, I hope he ruptures his Achilles. Like, no.
I mean, CTE, Aaron Hernandez started killing people, bro.
Oh, you know what? He
That's
made out
kinda-
with his
yeah.
quarterback in high school, okay? And that was a real problem.
If you make out with another guy,
And not to mention the guy, Mike, chill. Mike, chill.
Mike was about to just drop the
Mike,
hammer, huh?
Just
with one
chill.
dude.
Just chill out. Just, you know what? Next
let's go into our tight
Next
end
guy.
sits.
Next guy.
Huh, boys? Let's go into the tight
Little boys.
We'll go on to. I'm going backwards here, so I got mine first. This is
You starting him or sitting him?
sit. Oh, here we go. Sit.
Yeah,
We're
dude,
sitting.
don't tell anyone to start Gesicki.
We're sitting Mike Gesicki, and if you're thinking about, Smythe has been getting some touchdowns, don't do it either, all right? Because if it's not Smythe, it's going to be Gesicki. If it's Gesicki, if it's not Gesicki, it's going to be
Shaheen.
Shahith. It's whoever the
We
fuck
got Mac,
it is.
Mac Hollins.
It
Scoring.
might be Chris Chambers Jr. His son's coming up.
It could
I'm just
be
kidding.
your
I don't know if
fucking
that's true.
stepdaughter, dude. I don't know.
Whoa, either Christina.
Christina could score, man. You
Christina
never
Chambers.
know. But
She's 6'1".
yeah, so I'm not
Stefan.
trusting any Dolphins. I'm not trusting any Dolphins tight end here. So don't play any Dolphins tight end, especially Mike Gesicki.
Yeah, I mean,
Don't-
Gesicki's super talented. They're just not throwing him the ball. I think I saw like the stats. I think he's had 2 games where he's had 8 or more targets, and he's balled out in both those games. But then he's had a bunch of games where he's gotten like 3 or less targets. It's just not enough volume. You know,
And the
and
Broncos-
you can't bank on him scoring a touchdown.
The Broncos have
That's what
only
I said.
allowed 2 touchdowns to tight ends on the year, and an average of 5.9 fantasy points to tight ends.
Speaking
All right.
of, what team were we just talking about? Oh, the Dolphins. Hey, that game with AP, dude. Chris Chambers was a beast.
Oh, back in the day, yeah.
Sorry, other than that, dude, he was
Yeah,
a monster.
Chambers is
They
good,
had him
yeah.
on the Chargers,
Yeah, Chambers is good.
dude, monster. All right, anyway, sorry.
Yeah, huge guy. Okay, we got Robert Tonyan. It's a sit right here. Whose is this? Tyler's?
This is my guy right here. I'm sitting the big Tanyan. You know, I feel like he was one of those guys. He came out of nowhere, a couple weeks, a lot of touchdowns. Then he hit the bye. But, I mean, yeah, he hasn't scored a touchdown in 5 straight games after their bye week, after scoring 5 touchdowns in his first 4 games. Not a good matchup. The Colts allow the second fewest yards to tight ends, and they've allowed 0 touchdowns to the tight end position. I just don't like the upside right here. I mean, we know who the offense runs through. It's Devontae Adams, and unless he catches a touchdown, which he hasn't, and which the Colts haven't allowed, I just don't think he's going to give you any upside. Watch him come out and have 2 touchdowns now.
They've allowed
No.
0 touchdowns. That's crazy.
I actually read that when they get in the huddle, it's actually like a reversing where Aaron Rodgers actually asks if Devontae Adams wants the ball, and then he actually says yes or no. So he's just like, I don't want it, and then they actually pick a different play.
That's actually like a very Aaron Rodgers thing.
He's like,
to
Devontae
happen.
wants the ball, and he's like,
I
I'm good.
actually,
Give it to Tanyan for a 2-yard pass.
like, you could be kidding right now, but I actually believe you.
No, I mean, I've read it. It was on Wikipedia.
Yeah, I don't think it's on Wikipedia.
I put it there. What do you mean?
I think it's an opinion piece, maybe.
Yeah, no.
You know what I like to do on Wikipedia is like put that I was in like Harry Potter and like and like the cast thing. I like to do that. We'll go on to sit Zach Ertz. This is your guy here.
Sure, fucking. I just.
Didn't you? Did you not or no?
I mean,
This is your guy, right?
Either way, even if he is healthy, if you go back and look at week 1, Goddard's the one that had the good game, 8 for like 130. Ertz, I mean, I don't know if you saw, but the week before he got hurt, they were saying that the Eagles were actually trying to trade him, and they were entertaining trade offers. So I just feel like Goddard's just better than him now at this point. I mean, it's really whoever wants to, get involved into the pass game, but I feel like him and Goddard. I mean, him and Ertz are good too, but I just feel like Goddard's kind of just surpassed him as far as on the tight end pecking order. Especially because they weren't trying to trade Goddard, they were trying to trade Ertz.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like
But I mean,
I feel like he's a good player to try to get on the low if you can right now in a trade before the deadline hits.
Yeah, if you're hurting.
I mean, I feel like he's kind of. It's been like they haven't had nobody. So if I'm a defensive coordinator, I'm literally like, all right, we'll just go double Ertz, and that we'll just limit him right there. But I mean, yeah, Dallas Goedert hasn't blown you away with Ertz being out of the lineup either. So it's like almost like they need each other, and I think just having this full arsenal of weapons can only help Ertz instead of hurting him. Because obviously, when they were all injured and out, and it was just Ertz out there, he suffered more. So I think having all these playmakers back helps Ertz. A nice little buy low target. I'm willing to take the risk because of what Ertz has been in the past.
I don't even know which one got hurt first.
Yeah.
But fuck it.
Yeah, the chicken
Everyone,
and the egg.
everyone on that team gets hurt. All the receivers.
They all got hurts.
They hurt.
So we're just out here just doing things.
All right, this is the last one here for the sits. I can't remember who this is. We
that
got
was me. That
Jack
was my
Doyle
one.
and you changed Zach Ertz to this,
Yeah,
didn't you?
because
Excuse
he was
me.
like, he's like, isn't Zach Ertz a Crip? And I was like, damn, he is. Let me go with
Let me grab some
Colts.
bloods.
Some blue
Even
bloods.
though
They're
this
actually
is-
called the blue bloods. But yeah, same shit. I actually like the emergence of Michael Pittman Jr. Kind of going back to the thing that AMAC talks about with the whole running back distribution. I mean, Nyheim Hines is getting a good amount of targets. I feel like the only way the tight ends are going to get implemented is like goal line, whether it's like a play action tight end type of play. They just don't have any. Mo Alley Cox is by far their most athletic tight end. You do have Trey Burton, who's more of like, he's like a hybrid. He's not like an inline blocker like a Doyle, but he's not like a big body like Mo Alley Cox. He's more just like there. Not like, I guess, gadget, I guess, if you want to use, if I had to pick a word, but I just like more the running backs, how they're using all three of them, and then now Michael Pittman. So I just don't see them having a big usage for the tight end, especially because there's three of them.
Yeah.
If you have three, you don't have one, you know? So
The entanglement of tight ends.
and I heard it's quite the entanglement.
Yeah.
And that's
Love
it.
that entanglement. All right. Well, that's it on our start sits for week 11. Yeah, this has been season 3. This has been season 3, episode 73. Yeah, season 3, episode 73 of the AVG Fantasy Football Podcast. Follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, ask us your questions like we did in this episode. If you have any questions for us, we can answer them during the podcast. Hopefully this helps you out. If there's anybody we didn't talk about that you want us to cover or just get an opinion on, then go ahead and message us and we'll give you an answer. Also, last minute lineup on Sunday on Twitch, possibly on Twitter/Periscope. I might do the restream thing. I got to figure it out though first. But yeah, we got some big things coming. Me and Tyler got a little thing coming up pretty quick here. It's a little special something if you're into betting.
We got the biggest piece in the locker room.
We got the biggest piece in the locker room, and we're not talking about pistols, baby. Maybe we are. I don't remember. I've almost not drank for an entire year. I'm pretty fucking awesome.
Do you think we'll get to 100 episodes? Yeah, huh?
Probably.
It's the first time we go over 100 episodes
In 1 year, yeah.
in three seasons. Making moves, dude.
Yeah. I mean, we're just putting out
First
content.
down.
I will say we've been way more consistent this year. We don't release everything at the same time, but we're getting there was, I was working 2 jobs last year. Anthony's got his business. We just kind of last year, Dre wasn't on the podcast as much. So
yeah, Dre he's locked in on Super Poopers.
Dre's not even here. He's reading Super Pooper facts.
They just went on Wikipedia and be like, Andre Navarro is the Super Pooper fact
Ambassador. I'm the pooper ambassador. Sorry.
Yeah. So, yep, just like that.
100 episodes.
100 episodes, we're going to do it. Season 3, it's in the books.
73.
Actually, it's not in the books.
We need to have our 100th episode. Has to be something cool. I'm telling you, we should do it like at a bar or something.
Yeah, I'm down with that, but it's hard. Like, nobody...
Yeah, it's going to be hard if they shut everything down. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I hope
we got to
not.
figure something out.
We'll do some playoff game lives or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll figure something out.
If we're not freaking on restriction.
But anyways, like I said, that's it for the episode. Thank you for listening. Hopefully we helped you out. And just like that, us big boys are out.